lovely people, and welcome to Tarot with Nia. Well, today I'm going to do the weekly reading for the week commencing the 8th of December 2025. So we're going to look at the current energy. We're going to look at the challenges that you might come across during the week. And we're going to finish off with a message of advice and support from Spirit. Okay, so Spirit, can we have the current energy? Wow, and your current energy is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is telling me that you're reaping the rewards of your labour at the moment, okay? So something that you've put energy into or money into, because it's the Seven of Pentacles, is now starting to reap the rewards. You've planted the seeds have started growing, and the roots are growing deeper now. And you're starting to see the fruits of your labour. The fact that you are seeing the fruits of your labour doesn't always mean that you're completely fulfilled, okay? Because there's always a chance that once you've done something, achieved something, grown something, started something, there's always a chance that you could get bored with it. So that's something I tell you, be very careful of. Even though you're reaping the rewards now, try not to get bored with what you're doing, especially if it's a business or a job, okay? Try and keep things fresh if you can. Maybe look at things from a different perspective, okay? But you are reaping the rewards of the seeds you've sown, okay? You are successful here, okay? You are achieving. So that's the current energy for the week. Thank you, Spirit. Can we have now, Spirit, please, the challenges for the week? Okay, and we've got another 7. Okay, we've got the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords can talk about trickery, something that isn't honest going on. And I feel here with this, you know, you need to watch out that somebody doesn't steal from you, okay? Maybe you run a business with the 7 of Swords that is reaping the rewards. Somebody might be taking some of that from you. So I'd take this as a word of warning to maybe, if you run a business, check your accounts, check that everything balances, okay? Because somebody might be being a bit tricky with you. The 7 of Swords as well can say, okay, there's different ways of doing things, okay? There's different ways of looking at things. So another challenge you might have this week is to look at something in a different way. But whatever you're doing, make sure you're being honest about it and not being tricky or deceptive in any way, okay? So that's your word of advice for this week. Thank you, Spirit. Can we now please have... Ooh, and something flipped over? No. Can we please have now, Spirit, your word of advice? Okay. And your word of advice is the 5 of Cups. This is telling me that you're going to be grieving something, okay? So I would watch out. I would watch out that somebody doesn't steal from you, okay? I do feel like somebody might take something from you this week. So a little word of warning, be mindful of this and watch out for it, okay? Because you might be grieving something, some kind of loss this week. So watch out for this tricky person or tricky situation that you might find yourself in, and watch it doesn't bring you a loss, okay? This is a word of advice from Spirit. So don't grieve something. Don't be in a position where you will have lost something. So I'd say to you, if some of you tend to gamble, I wouldn't gamble this week. Not the week commencing the 8th of December, okay? Because it doesn't look good to gamble financially. If you're in stocks and shares, I would be very, very watchful of what's going on, because this does suggest some kind of trickery or loss. Watch you don't get scammed, okay? Because this could be a scammer coming in. Be careful of who you trust this week, okay? Have your guard up a little bit this week, I would tell you from this reading. Be careful. Be careful of who you trust in this week. Let's get some clarity on this. Let's get my Light Seers deck. And I do love the Light Seers deck. Let's clarify these, please? Let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, right, okay, and that's clarified by the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, oh, right. Queen of Pentacles, when she's this way around, she is abundant, she is generous, she's got so many, so much money to hand out, to give people. She's full of gratitude, okay? She's materially abundant. When she's this way around, I would say to you, you need to be really careful with your money this week. Watch what you're putting your money into. Watch what you're investing in. Because, as I say, you might lose a bit of money this week by investing in something that isn't totally honest, okay? So this is definitely a word of warning. I feel completely now it's a word of warning, okay? Can we please, Spirit, have a clarify for this Seven of Swords? What's this trickery that's going on? And we've got money again, okay? It's the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles moves forward with money in a slow and steady pace. So I'd say this being your challenge this week, don't rush to put money into something. Maybe a project that you've started. Don't put any more money into it this week, okay? Because you need to be careful of trickery. And the Knight of Pentacles is saying, as your challenge, you need to be slow and steady. So don't go 100 miles forward, because you might end up with a loss, okay? Go slow and steady wherever you're investing in. Don't invest all your money at once, okay? Move slow and steady with your investments. Slow and steady with your business or your career this week. Don't take any risks with money this week at all, okay? I would say, because it doesn't look good for that. Be slow and steady this week, okay, financially. Just make sure you're financially secure and that no one is ripping you off, no one's scamming you. Because if they do, you know, there's a chance you might lose some money here. Five of Cups, please, Spirit. What can we clarify that with? And we've got the Ten of Wands, okay. The Ten of Wands is telling me that you're carrying a lot of heavy burdens right now, okay? Maybe one of your income sources here is struggling a little bit at the moment, okay? You're not sure if it's going to continue. You need to let any burdens you've got go, okay? So say you've got a few businesses going on, a few jobs, okay? Maybe you work in Tesco's on a Saturday night, and then your main job is running your own business, selling online. Okay, let's just say that. Well, I'd say that maybe doing both is too much for you right now. Okay, so maybe you need to let one of these burdens go. Maybe it's other things in your life, other influences. Maybe it's this person. Okay, maybe it's this tricky person who might be trying to steal from you or take something from you. Okay, they might be trying to take over your business. Maybe you need to just let those go now. You're carrying a lot on your own shoulders at the moment. And by doing that, it's making you feel grief and loss. Okay, it's not making you feel good. So maybe you need to let something go. Not that I'm telling any of you to just quit a job, okay? Make sure you're financially sound before you make any decisions like that. But I feel like there's something here that is too much of a burden on you, and you need to think about letting that go this week, okay? Wow, what an intense reading this is. Okay, let's finish off with a final message for the week from a different deck. Can we have one final message, please, Spirit, for this week? A very money week, I'd say. And what we've got is the Magician. Okay, that's a good card to finish. Okay. The Magician card tells me that you already have the skills you need to succeed and create what you want in your life, okay? I adore the Magician card. I think it's a fabulous card. You can manifest whatever you want with this Magician card, okay? So what I'd say to you here, okay, be careful financially. Maybe you need to close one arm of your business, okay? maybe you need to let go of one of those part-time jobs in order to do something else that fulfills you more. You already have the skills and knowledge you need to do that. Okay, so I'd say this week, you have the power to really sort this out. Whatever the situation is, you have the skills you need to sort out whatever this problem is this week, okay? Lovely card to finish there. Card of hope. The back of the card is yellow, and yellow in the tarot is a sign of positivity. So after all of this, you're still going to get that positive outcome, okay? And you have the ability to make whatever the outcome is positive, okay? You have that ability. You already have the skills you need and positivity to make this okay, whatever it is. So to finish off, Spirit's word of advice for you for the week commencing the 8th of December is please do not take risks financially this week. Don't gamble this week, okay? Don't put too much money into a project or something you don't know enough about. Might seem like a good idea, but someone is out to trick you. So I'd say be very guarded this week with your money and move slow and steady with it, okay? Don't rush into anything because you want to avoid these losses, okay? You want to avoid this grief. So keep your money close to your chest this week, okay? And then you will be okay. Don't invest too much in something. You will manifest what you want at the end of it. So everything will be okay as long as you keep in control because you have the skills you need to get through this week, okay? Keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled for any tricksters, scammers, that kind of thing, okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed this reading, everyone. Not the kind of reading I was expecting for this week, I've got to say, but it's very good advice from Spirit, okay? So they are warning you this week just to keep your eyes open and don't get scammed, don't get tricked by anyone, okay? If this reading resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed it, remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss another reading. And I do offer personal video readings, and if you're interested in one of those, the details are in the description below, so check that out. And until next time, have a lovely week. Make sure not to get tricked, okay, or scammed this week. And take care of yourselves, take care of your money, and I'll see you in the next reading.